The child is not a mere creature of the state. With those words that were written a century ago, the United States Supreme Court stopped government overreach. It affirmed parental rights, and it rebuked the notion that government knows better than parents how to educate and raise their sons and daughters. Today, we commemorate the Pierce ruling, which affirmed educational freedom in this country. We also recommit to building a legacy so that one day all parents can have the opportunity to have their children educated in a high-quality environment that meets the child's needs and aligns with their family's values. Because we know that parents love their children most and they know their children best. I'm here on behalf of Alliance Defending Freedom. ADF is the largest legal organization that advances our God-given rights, including the right to direct the upbringing and education of our children. And we are privileged to become and be a part of this powerfully growing movement to defend parental rights, which has made tremendous strides over the last 100 years. Of the institutions that God created, the family, the church, and the government, we must remember that it is the family that came first. When our laws and our culture recognize this truth, individuals, communities, and this nation flourish. But today, unlike perhaps any other time in our history, parental rights are facing relentless attack, particularly in our public education system. All the while, we see religious education is thriving, classical education is expanding, homeschooling is the practice of millions of families. Parents need more options, not fewer. That is why at ADF we recently sued the Oklahoma Attorney General all the way to the Supreme Court because he refused to allow the existence of religious charter schools in the program. And while the court unfortunately recently tied 4-4 in a deadlock, such rank discrimination as described by Justice Kavanaugh at the oral argument will face future legal challenge. And we must realize that the worsening threats to parental rights make the issue of school choice all the more urgent. Consider for a minute ADF client Dan and Jennifer Mead. Their school district in Michigan treated their daughter as a boy without their knowledge or their consent. The school staff referred to her by male names, male pronouns, all the while using her real name with their parents in an intent to deceive them. They only discovered this deception when the school failed to switch back their daughter's name on a report that was sent home. As good parents, they withdrew their child from the school. As good citizens, they sued that school. And while Dan was able to quit his job in order to homeschool their daughter to help bring healing, not every family has the means to do this. Parents need options. And it wasn't an isolated case. I could cite to you dozens of stories of people like Jennifer Vitsaxaki, another ADF client. She trusted a school counselor and teachers who told her that they would help her 12-year-old daughter overcome anxiety and depression. But she too was deceived by the school. Not only did they treat her daughter as a boy, they directed medical providers to help assist her in a gender transition. Thankfully, Jennifer, too, was able to afford an alternative, which drew her daughter to a Catholic and enrolled her in a Catholic school. But again, not every parent has this option. Parents need options. When a child is indoctrinated in class under anti-American ideology, when they are forced to endure extreme sex ed curriculum, when they are forced to share a locker room with the opposite sex or denied help to overcome gender confusion, parental rights are violated, and that fundamentally hurts our children and our nation. This is why at ADF, parental rights are of the highest priority. It's why we must expand educational options. It's why we sue school districts, and lots of them right now. It's why we're calling on Congress to pass the Families' Rights and Responsibilities Act, and it's why we work with state lawmakers to pass laws that protect the rights of parents to shape their children's hearts and their future, not just when they're at home, but when they enter those schoolhouse gates. We will not rest. Those up here will not rest. Those in this movement will not rest until the court reaffirms that parental rights are fundamental rights of the highest order in our constitutional system. And mark my words, we will win this battle for our children and for the sake of future generations. God bless you And may God bless the Society of Sisters 100 years ago today.